Petr Yan just broke the record for the longest amount of time any champion has gone to regain their title in the UFC. A whopping 4 years and 9 months after he lost the title to Sterling in 2021, he now holds the bantamweight gold again after defeating Merab, who he also lost to 2.5 years ago in 2023. It's a comeback story that will be etched into the history books. I rewatched both Merab Yan 1 this morning as well as 2 after the fight concluded to analyse how Petr has evolved over the last few years and what key adjustments he made after the first fight to dominate Merab in such stylish fashion in their rematch. I identified 5 key changes that Yan made in his strategy from their first fight, and I'm going to spend a few minutes talking over each one of them, but at a high level they are the following. Number 1, stiffening his jab. Number 2, disrupting the lead hand. Number 3, utilising his high guard. Number 4, turning into the single leg to defend. And number 5, accepting the back take. The first key adjustment Yan made was stiffening his jab. In the first fight, Yan did not use his jab primarily to cause damage. In fact, he threw the jab fairly limply, using it to cover distance to set up heavier second or third shots. This meant that he often found himself in firefights with Merab, who would either slip the jab to shoot on him, or throw back hard and powerfully before he had the chance to throw a hard second or third himself, which caused him trouble in both striking and grappling spaces. In the second fight, Yan threw away using his jab to set up a strong second or third shot, and instead decided that he was going to use his jab as the primary strike to cause damage. To do this, he made his jab a lot stronger and stiffer, and focused on landing it as an individual shot as opposed to as part of a combination. He combined this with ensuring his head was slipping off center or dipping during or after the shot, which meant that Merab was either hit with a hard shot, preventing him from shooting or following up, or if he did slip the jab, Yan was in a great position to defend any takedown that he attempted to do. The second key adjustment Yan made was disrupting the lead hand. Yan likes to switch stances. He uses this to make both his wrestling and striking unpredictable. In the first fight, Yan was comfortably bullied by Merab from the southpaw, aggressively being pushed back with punches and then pushed against the cage. Yan really had no answer from this position and kept having to revert back to orthodox to stay in the fight. In the second fight, from the southpaw, Yan opted to use his lead hand to heavily disrupt Merab's, which not only meant it was harder for Merab to push Yan back with punches, it actually let Yan push forward, land his own punches, and even set up damaging body kicks, which are easier to hit from the open stance. In the first fight, without this lead hand disruption present, he really wasn't able to get any offense at all off from the southpaw, showing how important it was in this fight for achieving victory. The next big adjustment that Yan made was how he utilised his high guard. In the first fight, Yan would only utilise the high guard defensively. Often when he was feeling pressured by Merab on the feet, Merab would then use this while his hands were high to shoot takedowns against him effectively and pressure him against the cage or take him down. In the second fight, Yan used the high guard way more proactively. In the first fight, he would try to slip shots and then throw back, often finding himself in scrappy 50-50 firefights with Merab, whereas in the second fight, he used the high guard to absorb shots and fire back instantly while in the pocket, making his counter-striking way more effective at hitting and not getting hit, which resulted in him winning much more of the close exchanges in the second fight. Adjustment number 4 was turning into the single leg. In the first fight, while defending most of his takedown attempts effectively, Yan's strategy for defending single legs was to turn away and focus on slipping his leg out. This is a fairly common defense that is taught in most MMA gyms today. Some were successful, but due to Merab's forward pressing style, Yan would either be tripped and pushed against the cage when attempting to defend, or, even when successful, be scrambling to defend himself from any follow-up attacks. In the second fight, Yan opted to not turn away from the single leg, but instead turn into it with a focus on pulling Merab up and initiating a clinch in which he could strike effectively and stay in the fight. This meant that Yan wasn't tripped or pushed against the cage as easily and was able to stay in the fight in a strong position after defending the single leg as opposed to scrambling back to defend himself. The final key adjustment that Jan made in their rematch was surprisingly letting Merab take his back. While it might sound odd, during their first fight, Merab relied heavily on crushing Petr against the cage, working against his hips and legs to take him down. Often, this meant that Jan was pushed flat against the cage with very little options to defend himself, and he struggled to find effective defensive grips and frames. In the rematch, Jan opted to go straight against the cage head first and let Merab take his back. On a few occasions, he even ran towards the cage to find this position. By being against the cage, it meant it was difficult for Merab to work around to Petr's sides to drag him down, and was largely stuck against his back trying to get his hooks in. From here, Petr was able to take his time and grip fight against his hands without too much worry about being taken down, and when the opportunity was right, either break out of this position or turn and face Merab when he was trying to get around to Petr's side with his defensive frames intact to escape effectively. Overall, as a long-time Jan fan, I'm so excited to see him back as champ, and it was great to watch both fights back to back today to see how he was able to evolve every aspect of his game to shut down Merab. But as an analyst, I'm also super interested to see what adjustments Merab will make in the trilogy to solve this new and evolved Jan, if it is to happen. If you enjoy these types of breakdowns, please do subscribe, as there will be a lot more to come from this channel. Thanks for listening.